bigger, faster, stronger to win. These things are what every athlete desires. Hi, I'm Devin Zais. As a fellow athlete, I can assure you that this is true. But when is the pressure to become the best too much? I'll tell you when. When athletes start abusing steroids. But what are steroids? Most of us know them as performance-enhancing drugs. What we don't know is the effects steroids have on the body and mind. Steroids do have other benefits, but their costs far outweigh them. It's my job today to warn you against steroids and to convince you that steroids are not the way to go in becoming the best. What are steroids? Are this some horrible drug that everyone should stay away from? Actually, no. Steroids are a synthetic compound derived from naturally occurring hormones in the body. There are two types of steroids, anabolic steroids and corticosteroids. Anabolic steroids helps with muscle regeneration and fights diseases that deteriorate the muscle and bone marrow. Corticosteroids help suppress the immune system and promotes healing. Corticosteroids are mostly used as a topical gel over a rash or some kind of skin disorder. I have actually been prescribed a corticosteroid when I was younger for a rash I had. Both these are pretty safe when prescribed by a doctor and used as directed. Now, the drug that most people abuse is the anabolic kind. Anabolic steroids can be taken either orally or through injection. Some commonly abused anabolic steroids are Anadrol, Noxidrin, Decaderbilin, and Depo-testosterone. When these drugs are abused, they can be performance enhancing. In sports, we all know that steroids exist. Well-known athletes have either been caught or admitted to taking steroids. But did you know some people actually even advocate the use of steroids because of the effects it gives, the boost in performance? Let's take a look at baseball player Sammy Sosa. According to BaseballEngineer.com, Sammy Sosa's at-bat home run average was 19.4 before he started taking steroids. What that means is that for every 19.4 times he was at-bat, he hit one home run. After steroids, that average was reduced down to 11.9. So on average, every 12 times he was at-bat, he scored a home run. And that was because of steroids. The steroids built his muscle, built his strength, gave him more power to hit those home runs. Now, steroids don't always have to do with strength. Sometimes it's speed that the athlete needs. In 1988, Olympic sprinter Ben Johnson from Canada broke his previous record the year before in the 100-meter dash. For this, he was given the gold medal in the Olympics. 3 days later, Ben Johnson admitted to taking steroids and that was what contributed him to his record breaking. As you can see, steroids work. They're pretty good. But here's the kicker. Steroids are banned by almost every single major sports governing body that we have. Let's take it back at Sosa and Johnson now. Sammy Sosa, he had to testify in front of a House of Representatives committee while Ben Johnson was stripped of all his medals and his records during his time taking steroids. Now, steroids have other effects than just humiliation or the banning from your sport in the case of Lance Armstrong. They have devastating health effects. In men, the health effects can be anywhere from the development of breasts to roid rage to erectile dysfunction. In women, don't forget women, they also take steroids. In women, steroids can reduce breast size, they can induce hair growth, and cause severe acne. That's for men and women. Some other effects that steroids has for both men and women is high blood pressure and countless of other health issues that could actually lead to death. For these health risks, the federal government has placed steroids on the Control 3 substance list, which is the same list that codeine, morphine, and opiums are on. If caught with steroids using or just on your possession, you can have up to a year in jail with a $1,000 fine. If caught trafficking steroids, the effects or the result is much worse. It's a $250,000 fine with up to 5 years in prison, and that's just your first offense. So as you can see, even though steroids help, they can ruin your life. So why would you risk it? Why would you risk some fame now for your entire life being ruined later? In conclusion, we learned what steroids were, the different types, anabolic and cortico. We learned the health effects, which are, in men, there's roid rage and erectile dysfunction. In women, there's a reduce of breast size and acne. And we learned steroids do work, but they're not worth it. Well, I hope you enjoyed my speech, and I'll be around for questions. Does somebody have any questions?
Yeah. Okay. You said that not all or most governing bodies for sports ban steroids. Which ones don't?
Through my research, the only governing body that I could find that didn't ban steroids was bodybuilding. It was the IFBB.
Okay. And then what exactly is a level 3 controlled substance?
Schedule 3 controlled substance is, that list is broken down in how, there's two things. It's how addictive the drug can be and what the uses are in medical practices. So Schedule 3 is, it has its medical uses,
Okay.
but it's not, it has a chance of being addictive.
Okay. And what were the uses for anabolic steroids again? Like the medical uses?
Medical uses, well, it helps, anabolic steroids helps with muscle growth, so it could be used to, used for diseases like AIDS, to help build muscle when their body just kind of deteriorates it. Or some other things I read was bone marrow.
Okay.
If you need some bone marrow transplants or something, anabolic steroids can help with that process.
Okay. Well, that was it.
Great, thank you.